what Mission 43 is hopeful for. You know, a large part of it is like military families choosing Idaho for like their life after the military. What's been the hardest part then for like the families out there, the military spouses out there that are like, I'm not sure, you know, Idaho's the right place, or if there's going to be challenges. What was the hardest part about being new to Idaho for you guys?
I think the reality of like, okay, we're really putting roots down. That was what I was not experienced in, was like, how do you invest in a community for the long term? And I think a lot of military families, you do kind of build that muscle of how to change, transition, expect the unknown, be ready to kind of like pivot on a dime. But the idea of like, what do I do when I've decided I'm going to be here for like 10, 15, 20 years? What does that look like? So like choosing your neighborhood, you know, or like where you're going to live is a little more consequential. You're thinking about, I was suddenly thinking about schools. Before kids, I didn't know anything about school districts. And now I was like, oh, where are the good schools? And, you know, where parks are in walking distance. And even settling into a church, it's been very humbling, the reality of like, man, I can kind of romantically say like, yes, I want to like invest in a community and put down roots. But the reality is like, I have done that before. And doing it with kids feels that much more consequential. And sometimes it involves, you know, like hanging in there in people and relationships and circumstances that are difficult. So it's like, I want to be a part of, I don't know, making relationships and friendships and those kind of relationships stronger for the long term. But how do I go about that?